What is going on, guys? It is Parker here. In today's video, we are going to be looking at another $100 banger. And of course, VFL is one of American Base's brands, so you know it's going to at least be a decent product if it comes from American Base. So let's get right into it. Of course, VFL audio, GN-12. This is a dual 4-ohm sub. Got the box right here with a few of the main specs. Now it says 800 max and they rated at 400 RMS. This has a fiberglass woven cone. You'll see it in a minute. It looks really cool. We have a dual 2-inch aluminum voice coil. It looks to be a copper coated aluminum, and then a 100-ounce magnet. We of course have a user manual. It says most of the same stuff. The FS is 32 Hertz, and the sensitivity is 87 dB. So here it is, guys. Very clean looking sub. If you've seen any of my videos, you know I really love American Base. Just a really great overall budget brand, and I've had really good luck with them. So I was super excited to pick up this VFL sub. First notice, this cone is really cool. It just looks really good, and I love having the red double stitching on it. It then has this almost kind of a high roll surround, but I'm going to say mid roll surround. But looks like we have some nice throw there. We do have a nice gasket on it. Of course, stamped steel basket, which is what you will expect from a $100 sub. And then we have some nice push leads. They feel to be pretty decent. Our tinsel leads that are sewn into the spider. Some cooling around here. And then we have our nice 100-ounce motor. This thing looks really nice. It's a good size motor for a $100 sub, with a nice boot over it. Overall, a very clean looking sub. I really do like that. Not a big fan of cheesy looking subs, and sometimes your $100 subs do look kind of cheesy, but in my opinion, this looks really good. Of course, on the bottom, you can see it is, of course, a paper cone, but having this kind of woven material over it should make it a little bit more stiff, and it is really stiff, very hard for me to dimple. So that is awesome. I love seeing them go above and beyond to do that. So my first impressions is that this looks to be a really nicely made sub. It looks very clean and simple, but looks like it should be able to perform pretty good. So of course, I think that means it is time to throw it in a box and start testing it out. Now, one more quick thing to mention, here in a few weeks, we're going to have a $100 sub showdown. I've got several more coming in, so stay tuned. Going to have a couple more reviews coming up, and then the showdown, we're going to be deciding what is the very best subwoofer that you all can get for only $100. So you're not going to want to miss that, guys. If you saw my last video, you'll know this is the Sundown LCS. Of course, Sundown's $100 sub option. This thing was awesome, did really well for a $100 sub. So go check that video out. I believe we hit like 143 something dB with it, which was just awesome. But let's get this out and get the VFL in there. I will say, compared to the LCS, this sub is definitely heavier. Now, we're going to be running this sub in series, which just means we're going to go positive to positive, negative to negative. And since this is a dual 4-ohm sub, that will drop it down to 2 ohms. And generally speaking, the lower your impedance or ohms, the louder the sub can get on the same amount of power. Alright, we got this guy in here, looking good. As I said, such a clean looking sub. Well, let's play a few songs and see how it sounds. Yeah, guys, so we're going to play a few songs on it, and then we're going to do a dB test, just pushing some raw power through it at like 45 Hertz and see what we can peak at. Then we're going to do a musical RMS test at right around this RMS point, which for this one is 400 watts. And then see from there what it does. Guys, it loves this box. This is the Skar 12-inch box tuned to 36 hertz, and it's a little under, I think, 2 cubic feet. And it just loves this thing, guys. It sounds really good, really clear. Being, of course, a little softer sub, definitely does a little better at lower volumes and whatnot, and just gets a lot more of those notes. So it sounds really good. Definitely gets some more notes than these things do. But yeah, guys, really liking it. Let's play a few rebased songs, see if we can get it to move a little bit, and then we'll get into the dB test. Alright, we have the SMD AMM1 hooked up. That will show us our peak power that is going through the sub. Then we have our SBL Lab. This is the mini bass meter hooked up as well, of course, to show the peak. And then we're going to be doing 45 and 47 hertz. That seems to be around where this thing likes to peak. We're going to start out with just a bass run on low power to see what we get at 45 hertz. Okay, so we got a 138.8, and that was at 3,932 watts. Okay, we're gonna try the same thing at 47 hertz this time and just see if that gives us any different results. So we got a 139.7 at 3,909 watts. So almost a 140 there, guys. Not bad. Now the issue I'm seeming to be having, don't know if you could hear it there in those, but since the sub is so soft, it seems to be absolutely maxing out there. So we're not really getting the full potential that we could. Gonna try a few things, see if we can break 140, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to. Okay, 47 hertz. We actually have the head unit down just a little bit. Maybe that'll help it to stop from maxing out. Yeah, only a 136, and that was only 1,600 watts. So going down definitely did not work. So now let's try it a little bit higher than where we had it earlier and see what that does. Only a 138. And that was 4,951 watts. So sub just drastically maxing out there. We're gonna turn it down a little bit. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tip the box over, have it facing the back. That seems to help out some, and we'll see if we can get it to 140 from there. Okay, we got it facing towards the back there. So let's do another test and see if that helps us out. Okay, 47 hertz. we go, just having it back. We got 141.7 at just a little over 4,000 watts. So yeah, there we go, guys, into the 140s on a $100 sub. Now that being said, it is maxing out bad. It really does not sound good. And also we have a huge amp back here, which definitely helps because we're getting a bunch of impedance rise. Don't know if you can see it there, but we're rising to like 3.5 ohms. So having this big old amp definitely helps. Got the AMM1 up and ready to go. Let's do the RMS test. Of course, 400 watts RMS. Gonna play music around there and see if it can make it through a full song at its RMS power. That was a full song non-stop, and we definitely kept it above that 400 watts. Even starting out, it was like 600 or so, and then as the coils got warmer and the impedance rose, it did drop down, but it still was staying between 3 and then up into the upper 4s. So it did pretty good. Did start to smell it there about 2 minutes in, but it held on and just kept on going. I will say though, it is hot. Very, very warm. But of course, we only have a little 2-inch coil in this thing, and I'm sure it's probably not a, up to like Sundown's standard of coils. So I really can't complain. It did, for a musical RMS power, I'm going to say the 400 watts is probably a good rating. That being said, on a test tone, I doubt it would last at its RMS power. Not even going to try in this video just because there really is no point. Nobody goes around listening to test tones unless you're doing like SPL or something, and even then it's only for a few seconds. So in my opinion, doing a RMS test with a test tone doesn't really prove much. It isn't a very realistic test. Alright guys, well you all let me know in the comments what you thought of it. I know it is upside down, but when the box is turned over it looks correct. But yeah guys, let me know what y'all think. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. My opinion is that for the $100, it is a pretty good sub. Might not have a coil quite like the one in the Sundown, but what it lacks there, it makes up for, 1, in appearance, and then 2, you at least get a gasket on it, and you get terminals. So for your average person who just wants a sub you can throw in a box and go, I think this is a awesome option. Did seem to do really, really well, but y'all gotta stay tuned for the big head-to-head video we're gonna have. I think it's gonna be the top 8 $100 subs that I found. We're gonna put them all again head-to-head and see what happens. So stay tuned for that here in a few weeks. All right, guys, well, that's gonna do it for this video, but thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate y'all. Y'all are the reason I do what I do. Stay tuned for the next video and have a wonderful rest of your day.